Assalamu alaikum guys. We are going to be continuing with the numerical problems of the hydrostatic forces that may be the part 4 of this topic. Okay guys, we are going to be start solving the problem number 11. The statement of this problem is you need to compute the horizontal and vertical components of the total force acting on a curved surface AB, which is in the form of quadrant of a circle of radius 2 meter as shown. Take the width of the gate as unity. Now, first of all, we need to understand the statement problem. It's very easy. Okay, here it is mentioned in the sketch. You can see. So first of all, you can see the free surface of the water. Within the free surface of the water, you can see inside of it at the depth of OC equal to OC, starting from point A, the curved surface has been started from A to B. This is the quadrant of a circle, and for this quadrant of the circle you need to determine the forces applied in the mean resultant force applied and normal to that. So if we are interested to determine the total force, then it will be inclined to that or normal to that. You are familiar with this, the hydrostatic force that may be like this. Okay, resultant is that, but here we are not interested in resultant. Here just we need to be determine the horizontal and vertical component of the total force acting on a curved surface. So this AB is the curved surface for which you need to be determine the forces. Okay, mean hydrostatic forces. So how to do that, we will see. First of all, we have to be enlist the given data. For this given data, first of all, the width of the gate, that will be 1 meter, and then you need to be mention the radius of the gate, that is 2 meter. This width of the gate is inside the paper. Okay, so width is 1 meter, mean we need to be do our calculations for the unit width of this particular system or for this curved gate. So radius of the gate is 2 meter. That's 2 meter will be the from O to A, B and O to A, it will be the same. Okay, so OB distance and OA distance will be equal to the radius of this gate, that will be 2 meters. Horizontal force Fx exerted by the water on the gate is given by the equation that is well known to us, mean the total pressure force on the projected area of the curved surface AB on the vertical plane, that you need to be determined. Okay, so here what we are going to be do, we have this curved surface from A to B, then this projection of this AB curved surface you need to be considered like OB. Okay, on the plane OB, if you are going to be draw perpendicular from starting from B point, then it will going to be up till the free surface of the water, and here you will see this plane from C to B, complete plane. Okay, so this plane is going to give you, mean you can project your curved surface on this plane, that is a vertical plane inside the water, that will be BC. So if this is the case, then OB equivalent to OB vertical plane, the horizontal component can mean the vertical horizontal component can be determined acting normal to that plane. So this horizontal component Fx of the total R, okay, this is the resultant, and for the resultant one component will be Fx and one component will be Fy. So Fx is going to be considered to be acting on the projected area of the AB that has been projected on the plane BC, that will be equal to OB. So if this is the particular case, then total pressure can be determined by considering the force acting on OB, normal to OB. So here you have rho g AH bar. So considering it as an vertical submerged plane, you can input your values like 1000, 9.81, 2 into 1, area is 2 and width is 1 unity. So you can input the values for H bar also. 1.5 is the half, the distance from O to C. Okay, and then half of this area OB, that will be 2 by 2. 2 meter is the radius, so half of it will be 2 by 2. So it will be the point. Now you can determine very easily the Fx component. Second is the center of pressure, point of application of Fx. You have the formula with you. You have Ig for the triangular region, a rectangular region with a unit width, and you can input your values and you can get your answer. Now for the vertical component will be equal to the force, hydrostatic force exerted by the water, okay, and that will be equal to the weight of the water supported by AB up to the free surface. AB mean the curved surface up to the free surface, because here all you have the water. So all of this water is responsible, that is on this rectangular area O, C, D and A, plus on the curved area OAB, is responsible to be act downward on the curved surface to cause the vertical component of the vertical component of the vertical component of the hydrostatic force, sorry. So here you have this complete area, okay, that is enclosed by the water for the curved surface. So this area is here you can say the Fy is going to be act downward. So Fy will be equal to the weight of this water, okay, that is enclosed by this total area. So total portion DABOC, so it will be DA B, O and C. So this is an enclosed area. So you can further divide this total area into two parts, that will be a rectangle and a quadrant of the circle. So here you can determine the weight separately by multiplying the density mean gamma value with the volume of these independent areas. So volume of the rectangular area and volume of the quadrant. So here you can input the value for the volume of this rectangular area and the volume for the circular area. And finally, now almost a similar case you will observe for the problem number 12, in which a gate having a quadrant shape of radius 2 meter. Again a quadrant shape will be there, okay. So here you can see in the figure, find the resultant force due to the water per meter length of the gate. Find also the angle at which the total force will be acting. So in this way, in this particular problem, you need to determine the resultant also, other than the Fx and Fy components. Resultant and the angle also you need to be determined, where it is going to be exerting. So if you see the figure, then it will be very clear to you. Here you can see, okay. So if this is the curved surface, that is on the upstream side is going to be submerged in the water, okay. So in this particular case you have the 2 meter depth for this submerged body of this submerged case, okay. So here the water is not on the outer side of this curve, it is inner side of this curve, okay. So here it is going to be exert the pressure. So you can say that hydrostatic pressure is inclined to this curved surface, that will be the resultant. And if we are going to resolve this resultant into two components, so on the curved surface it is going to be acting as an x component and an y component, and its angle with the horizontal, this theta, is also needed to be determined. So these two parameters are needed to be determined. So in this particular case, again you can draw a perpendicular from the start and end of the curved surface like A and B. So if you are going to draw the perpendiculars, those are going to be intersect with each other at point O, and from the point O to B and O to A, that distance will be the same, equal to the radius of this circle, and this is equal to 2 meters, okay. So for the quadrant, you are familiar with that the center of gravity distance will be different in both of the cases. So we will see during the solution of this problem. So come to the solution. So here you have the radius of the gate 2 meter, width of the gate is equal to 1 meter, again unity. So you are going to solve it for the unit width again. Now the horizontal force can be calculated, you have done it earlier, you have the formula rho g a h bar, and you have also directly you have the answers. It is not going to be, your curved path is not at a certain depth, it is just going to be starting from the free surface of the water. So it is, its center of gravity will, along the length, it will be 2 meters, half of it. So half of this 2 meter, it will be 1 meter, and area is 2 into 1, 2 is the radius, mean on one side, and on the other side it will be 1 meter, okay, unity. So it will be OB if you are going to be considering a projection again, okay. So consider a projection of this curved surface on the horizontal, like a previous numerical problem number 11, okay. The same way, in the same manners, you are going to be calculating the x component. So if this projection will be there, it will be rectangular. For the rectangular, 2 meter is the vertical height and 1 is the unit width. So you are getting your hydrostatic force applied on the curved surface, and the projected area of the curved surface in a horizontal direction, it will be 19,620 newtons. This will act at a depth of. Now vertical force Fy, in which the weight of the water imagined supported by the AB, like in the previous problem similarly. So if you are going to be having this particular case, so just you are going to be inputting the area of the curved surface multiplying with the 1 unit width volume of that, and if your volume of this curved surface you are multiplying with the rho g, you are getting your answer. So now how this Fy is going to be acting, where this Fy is going to be acting, that depends upon the center of gravity along the horizontal direction. In the horizontal direction, that is going to be act at 4r/3 pi for the quadrant. So if this is the particular case, then you can get this answer for the point of application of Fy, the vertical force, the weight of the water applied on the curved surface submerged in the water in case of hydrostatic force. So here F is equal to Fx square plus Fy square. The resultant can be determined very easily, and the angle of the resultant can also be determined very easily. So in this way you are getting your answers for the resultant force applied on the curved surface submerged in the water. Now last problem of this part, hydrostatic forces chapter, or this part of it, that is problem number 13, in which a sluice gate is in the form of a circular arc of radius 6 meter that has been considered. You need to calculate the magnitude and direction of the resultant force on the gate and the location with respect to O point on its line of action. Okay, with respect to O of mean point 0, O of a point on its line of action. So here sluice gate is going to be considered. So you have the water flow. Okay, maybe this will be then upstream side, and on the other side maybe any level downstream side, but we are only considering the upstream side of it. So in the previous part number 3, we have solved a numerical problem in which we have considered vertically placed a sluice gate, but here this shape of the sluice gate is going to be changed, that is a curved or circular arc. So this circular arc is going to give you a radius equal to 6 meter. Okay, so this 6 meter radius is given, and this 6 meter radius from both sides of this arced gate. Okay, this gate is there in the form of arc, and it is going to be coincide with each other from both of the sides. This is at point A. So from point A, this radius is equal to, from OP this distance is 6 meter, and from O to OQ this distance is 6 meter, and from O to if we are going to draw a perpendicular, then at the intersection of this point, this radius will be equal to 6 meters. So in this way, this total distance will be 6 meter OS. So this all radii will be the same. You need to calculate the magnitude and direction of the resultant force on the gate. Here you can see in the figure. Okay, so the water is going to be applying a hydrostatic force in the normal to that sluice gate. So you are familiar with this point of application or this action. So you can also shift this resultant along the line of the action over here. Actually, this resultant of the hydrostatic force is going to be acting normal to that sluice gate along this arc. So if you are going to be resolve this into two components, one will be Ry and one will be Rx. Okay, so here it is shown over here on the other side of the gate in the form of R resultant, then RH the horizontal component of the resultant, then Ry the vertical component of the resultant, and it is going to which angle it is going to be make with the horizontal, that you need to be determined. Okay, and this way, and this angle is equal to 30 degrees for this arc. Okay, it is also given. So now what we can do, we can just start with the solution, and then one by one you will get an understanding of it. First of all, the depth of the water, total depth of the water you need to determine, so that the pressure, hydrostatic pressure of this water you can determine on this gate, arced gate. So for that, the depth of the water will be equal to this total height. This can be further resolved into two components. If we're going to be start from this, and we are going to be consider the half of our arc. So till half of it will be the distance, and it will be the distance. So if we are going to be determine this part, then both will be the double than that. It will be equally distributed. So this part will be equal to 6 sine of 30. So here this dimension is equal to this to this. If we are going to be, say, this is O, P, Q, R. R is already there. S, T, let's suppose. Okay, this point of intersection is T. Okay, so in which we are going to be draw a perpendicular from point O, and you are joining this two edges of the curved gate from P to Q. So these are going to be intersecting with each other at point T. So this PT will be equal to this distance. Okay, so PT. So half of the depth of the water you can calculate, and just double than that will be equal to this distance TQ. So PT plus TQ will be equal to total depth of the water. So in this way, how to calculate this PT? If you are going to be solve this triangle, that will be PTO. Okay, so 6 sine of 30. This PT is the vertical component of this triangle. So sine 30 is the angle. So sine component will give you the dimension PT. Okay, so 6 sine of 30, 6 meter multiplied by sine of 30. So it will be PT. So similarly, this same answer you will get for TQ. So if you are going to be consider double than that, mean both PT plus TQ, so it will be R sine of 30, means 6 sine of 30 multiplied by 2. So you are getting answer 6 meter, this total depth. So H will be equal to 6 meter. Horizontal component of the force on the gate RH per unit length. Now you need to be determined. So first of all, this RH, this will be equal to the resultant force on PQ per unit length. Okay, so how to get that? You have the formula rho G, okay, into H by 2. Why H? Because H multiplied by the inside dimension, and inside dimension is 1. Okay, and this is going to give you half of the semi from the center. It is going to be applied. So if you are going to be consider the area projected on the vertical plane, then this total vertical plane and the center will be equal to H by 2, total depth divided by 2. So this will be the point, mean point may be anyone, but here the center of gravity is going to be act. So here you are going to be considering H by 2, and why this H is there? It is equal to area. Okay, because our area is equal to H into B, and our B is equal to 1 meter. So only H will be left with us. For the unit width, this area will be equal to H. So rho G A into H bar. Okay, this distance of center of gravity of the projected area towards the on the horizontal plane will be equal to H by 2. So in this way, we can simplify our equation for the hydrostatic forces equal to rho G H square by 2. So if you are going to input your values, you are getting your answer as 176.58 kilonewton per meter. On the other side, if vertical component of the force on the gate RV on per unit length, very important, per unit length is needed to be determined, then weight of the water displaced by the segment PSQ will be responsible to produce the vertical component of the force. Okay, so here if you see, this is the P, this is S, and this is Q. If you are going to be join your Q point with the P, then this area, okay, P, this arced area, mean this segment P, S and Q, this will be responsible to produce this one. I am highlighting this area, this segment. Okay, so now this is the segment in which you are going to be consider the RY is also mentioned over here. Okay, so this weight is responsible. So weight is going to be acting in downward direction. Okay, and its direction is mainly upward. So here it is going to be represented in upward direction. So it doesn't matter. Okay, so weight may be downward or maybe upward. So reaction of it will be in upward direction. So whatever the case is, still the Y component will remain same. Okay, its magnitude will remain same. So if it is required to determine the magnitude, then direction doesn't matter. So we are going to be having the segment PSQ. So this PSQ, how we can determine? We have a sector OPSQ. Okay, this OPSQ is going to be formed a sector out of a total circle. It is not quadrant, it is not a semicircle, okay, it is a sector from the circle. So if sector of the circle be there, then OPSQ is represented like that, and the triangle OPQ, if you are going to be subtracting this triangular area, I am going to be again show it, okay, this triangle PQO, okay, if we are going to be subtracting the area of the OPQ triangle from the area of this sector OPSQ complete, then we can get this inside weight, or you can say the volume or the area we can calculate for P, S and Q. Okay, so if this is the particular case, then you are familiar with the formula for to determine the area of a sector, that will be equal to theta divided by 360 into pi into r square. Okay, so I'm going to show you. If not, then you can revise it and you can see it, that area of a sector is equal to theta divided by 360 into pi into r square. This is the area of a sector. So you are going to be inputting your values over here, and for the triangle, so for the triangle it's very simple. You have the vertical component, okay, base you can determine, okay, this will be sine of 30, so 2 times, okay, because you have 2 triangles. So if you want to determine the base of this triangle, so again in the similar manner you have the sine of 30, 6 sine of 30 and plus 6 sine of 30. So these 2 will be there. So 2 into 6 into sine of 30. So if you are going to be getting your value for the triangle, it will be half into 6 sine of 30 from one side, sine of theta mean 30 for the upper triangle, this part for PT, and for the TQ again it will be equal to 2 times of it, and then multiplying by the height of this triangle. So height of the triangle will be equal to this 6 into cos of 30. Now if f and y components are with you, then it's very simple to determine the resultant. Now what you can do, you can just have your values with you and you can determine by taking the square root of it. Okay, so fx square plus fy square whole square under root, you are getting your answer as 179.46. And on the other side, if the angle is needed to be determined from the horizontal, then the vertical component divided by horizontal component taking tan inverse of it, you're getting your answer in degrees from the horizontal. So since the surface of the gate is cylindrical, so the resultant force must pass through this R, okay, O. So here you will see wherever the point of application is, okay, so this point of application must ensure that this R must pass through this point O, because it is a cylindrical surface. So whatever the angle is and whatever the value of the R is, so this direction should be like this and it should pass through point O. So in this way you are just solving your problem for the case when the submerged bodies are the inclined one, the curved one. Okay, for the curved one we have a spherical surface, cylindrical surface in this problem, and in the previous problem we have solved the quadrant circles. So for all of the cases, if you have any question, any problem regarding solving these problems, you can discuss during the